The rest of the wide receiver group is underwhelming. Kincaid's had some moments. They need a playmaker in the worst way this offseason. I know they keep trying to get it done or pick these guys off. Maybe Keon Coleman will be that guy. Maybe Josh Palmer will be that guy. It's not working. They haven't replaced Stephon Diggs, and it shows. And I think Josh Allen could use some help. So Buffalo Bills in the offseason, free agency, NFL draft, get yourself a big playmaker.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Notre Dame playing very well, in a position to crack the top 12. Now they have to take care of business.
Here's what I want from and again, we're going to go over who we think is actually going to make the playoffs here a little bit later in the show. But understand this, Joe. I don't want any ACC in there. I don't want any Big 12 in there. Just give me the Big 10 and the SEC. And Mike, quite frankly, if you just gave me Ohio State, Indiana, and the rest of the SEC, boom, boom.
Nah.
SportsGrid's College Football Today.
Let me ask you this. If they brought in Belichick, you don't think that... Yeah.
Oh, of North Carolina?
Yeah, they're playing much better now.
I wouldn't let him coach my kids. I don't even have it.
I tell you what, they would be more disciplined than what they are now.
No, they wouldn't. They'd be lifeless.
Yes, they would.
They'd be lifeless.
Yes, Brian Dable is a gutless head coach.
Bill Belichick came off a bye against
gutless
Clemson.
head coach.
3 plays in, they gave him 150 yards.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
But here we go. This is like, Pet Sematary. You guys don't remember this movie from the 1980s. But look, goodbye Tom Brady, I guess, wants to keep the generation alive. Couldn't he just have had this dog breed and just take the puppy of some kind? I don't know. But hey, Tom Brady does different things. Maybe this is just a signal for cloning in the future for humans. I'm not really sure here.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome to another edition of the Craig Carton Show. Tyrone A. Johnson here. As always, we got a little football tonight, baby. A little Thursday night football. At no point, even in the preseason, when the schedule came out and we knew when these two teams were going to line up and play against each other, did anybody say, can't wait for that game? That's going to be a big game in Week 11. Oh, that's going to decide the AFC East. Oh, look out for Week 11 Thursday night. We got Jets-Dolphins tonight. I was going back thinking about it because I knew the Jets were going to sink this year because Justin Fields is a Jets quarterback. I said that. I'm very consistent about that. He's not a quarterback. He's a slot receiver or maybe a tailback, but the dude ain't a quarterback. So I knew the Jets were going to struggle. Had no idea if Aaron Glenn would be any good. Yeah. Didn't know that Aaron Glenn was going to decide that his biggest opponent is the media, as opposed to worrying about teams he's got to play against. That dude's become a douche knuckle literally overnight. Won't give anyone answers on injuries. Won't tell anyone who his starting quarterback is week after week. Memo to Aaron Glenn, just real quick, before I get to the Chiefs' demise, and I promise you I'm getting to it. Your starting quarterback, Justin Fields, completed 5 passes last week. 5. And the only pass that did anything was behind the line of scrimmage, right? It was a screen pass, essentially, to Breece Hall, who took it for 42 yards out of the 54 that you threw for him. So if Aaron Glenn thinks opponents are sitting there going, oh, man, I wish I knew the Jets starting quarterback was, how do I plan for the two? Well, on one side, you've got a guy that doesn't throw the ball at all because nobody trusts him to throw the ball. And no joke, against the Cleveland Browns, the New York Jets threw the ball 11 total times. In the backup, you've got a guy, Tyrod Taylor, who, let's be honest, throws it all over the place. So if I'm a defense, I'm like, do I really give a rat's ass which one of these two quarterbacks play?
Of course not.
I'm not game planning for either one of them. I'm game planning for victory formation and not fumbling the ball up 30 with 10 seconds to go and my quarterback taking a knee. But Aaron Glenn has decided, if you haven't seen it this week, that the enemy is the media. And let me just say this. That might play in some markets where you can bully the media into submission. Heck, we saw Bill Belichick do it for 20 years in New England, and Boston's a very tough media market. Yeah. But he owned the media there, and everybody just kind of filed in tow and went along with it and never challenged Bill Belichick on anything. because he won.
Won all the time.
And if you win 6 Super Bowls, yeah, I guess you could be a jackass to the media, and they allow it to happen. But then look what happened as soon as Brady left, and you didn't make the playoffs again, and you couldn't develop Mac Jones, and you looked like the game had passed you by. All those members of the media now remember, my turn, bitch, right?
Yeah.
My turn. Because now you're not a winning coach, and they attacked him and essentially ran Bill Belichick out of town and convinced Robert Kraft that Belichick had to go. Now, it has not been good since then, up until this year, but you get the point. So Aaron Glenn's sitting there going, I'm not answering any questions about injuries. No, that's your job. I'm not answering any questions about who my starting quarterback's going to be. No, that's your job. Like, you come out every day. It's part of the gig. It's why you make $4, $5, $6 million a year. You may not like it. Very few coaches do. And it's mundane at some points, but that's the job. And what I'm troubled about as a Jet fan is that Aaron Glenn and the New York Jets somehow, some way, have now won back-to-back games. Now, again, we could talk about their opponents all day and night. We could talk about the fact that they needed a punt return touchdown, a kick return touchdown to win, and the offense looks terrible. And the defense, still give up 3 touchdowns to Dylan Gabriel. I wouldn't, have a parade for that or start peacocking down the street. No. But Aaron Glenn is. And I always say, if you want to find out who somebody really is, there are 2 ways to do it. A, give them a lot of money. You'll see who a person really is if they're loaded.
That's right.
And money ain't a problem. The real you comes out when you don't have financial problems, all right?
Yeah.
The second way is by giving someone success, by delivering success. And unfortunately, we've now seen a glimpse of the animal. And the animal is, God forbid the New York Jets ever had a competent football team. God forbid the New York Jets ever teased us with a winning season, or God forbid the New York Jets ever had a playoff team. I now know what I have in my head coach. Aaron Glenn is an egomaniac waiting to get out. It's like he's locked up inside the incompetent cell of Jet football. But all of a sudden, the New York Jets somehow, some way, have strung together back-to-back wins, and now he don't talk to the media, and he picks media people out who he doesn't like because they've got inside sources with the Jets. In this case, a dude named Rich Cimini, who's covered the Jets for like 25 years.
Long time.
And is really good at his job. But now I see it. I see it, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Aaron Glenn has authored, and I don't know why he's got on this Jet tangent, but you made me, so I'm going to do it.
Sure.
The Aaron Glenn Jets are a 2-win team.
Yeah.
They got nothing to brag about. They got nothing to be cocky about. They are a floating pile of crap in the Hudson River. And that's what that franchise has been since Rex Ryan was here, or when we decided that Robert Saleh could no longer coach, despite the fact that he had a top 5 defense and won 7 games with Zach freaking Wilson. But I've seen the animal. I've seen the ugly now. And it bothers me. It scares me. If the New York Jets were ever 9-8, we are dealing with the guy that's going to tell you how he invented the sport of football. Aaron Glenn was a good football player.
He was good.
Aaron Glenn studied, I know, under the tutelage of Bill Parcells, an egomaniac in his own right, a bully to the media, but he also won. And when you win, you can mistreat the media. When you lose, the media comes back and eats you for lunch, and the media has never lost the war. We've lost some battles, but we never lose the war. But Aaron Glenn is playing this completely wrong. Aaron Glenn attacking the media and viewing the media as the enemy and being cocky because the Jets actually won 2 football games in a row. Could you imagine what that dude's going to be like if they ever won 10 games?
It's going to be a problem.
It's going to be a real problem.
And they're probably going to get a new quarterback. And if that quarterback's good next year, you're going to start seeing it. And if
100%. And by the way, you saw it in Philly with Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni is, by win percentage, the greatest coach the Eagles have ever had.
Yep.
He hasn't been there long enough to have the wins Andy Reid's had, or Dick Vermeil, I guess. But he's the winningest coach percentage-wise. And you've got 2 Super Bowl rings with him, right?
Well, 1 appearance and 1 win.
Excuse me, 2 appearances, 1 win with him. My apologies, right. Because they lost to the Chiefs the first time he was crying during the anthem, right?
Yeah.
And Eagle fans were ready to run him out of town.
That's right.
Because he gave them lip when they didn't play well in a win against the Cleveland Browns a year ago.
Yep.
I'm telling you, cockiness is not the way to go, man. Not in a major city. But God, you were saying.
No, it doesn't work. And he's going to end up, it tells me, with his ego, he's going to throw players under the bus.
Yes.
So if they get a young quarterback and that quarterback plays well for a while, one bad game, he's not going to own it. He's not going to own the preparation.
He's already done it twice.
He's going to throw it right under the bus.
We had a kick returner fumble the ball, got cut the next day. We had a punt returner fumble the ball, got cut the next day. Because it's never Aaron Glenn's fault.
Couldn't have been.
Now it's the media's fault, and Aaron Glenn was just dealt a bad hand. But where was Aaron Glenn when he decided, along with Muji, the GM, and Woody Johnson, the owner, that Justin Fields was going to be a great starting quarterback? Remember, Aaron Glenn sold us on Justin Fields being a franchise quarterback, and we all knew better. No disrespect to Justin Fields. You're not an NFL quarterback. You've had 3 different chances to prove that you are, and you've come up, sadly, 0 for 1, 0 for 2, 0 for 3. But all of a sudden, we get a couple special teams touchdowns. We win back-to-back games and beat the lowly Cleveland Browns, and suddenly my man's peacocking?
Yeah, it's weird.
Listen, trust me on this one. I've been at the highest of highs, and I've been knocked down to the lowest of lows. It's fun getting to the top. On your way down to the bottom, man, that voyage sucks. But Aaron Glenn's about to experience it because we've now seen the real Aaron Glenn. An egotistical, cocky, megalomaniac who thinks he knows more football than anybody else on the planet. The Jets are screwed for at least another 3 years under Aaron Glenn's tutorship. Yuck. Yuck. Start being a nice guy. Stop being a douche knuckle. We got enough douche knuckles in the world already. We don't need another one who's authored a 2-win season thus far. Coming up, the Chiefs season is about to come to an end. What? Good day.
The rest of the wide receiver group is underwhelming. Kincaid's had some moments. They need a playmaker in the worst way this offseason. I know they keep trying to get it done or pick these guys off. Maybe Keon Coleman will be that guy. Maybe Josh Palmer will be that guy. It's not working. They haven't replaced Stephon Diggs, and it shows. And I think Josh Allen could use some help. So Buffalo Bills in the offseason, free agency, NFL draft, get yourself a big playmaker.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Notre Dame playing very well, in a position to crack the top 12. Now they have to take care of business.
Here's what I want from and again, we're going to go over who we think is actually going to make the playoffs here a little bit later in the show. But understand this, Joe. I don't want any ACC in there. I don't want any Big 12 in there. Just give me the Big 10 and the SEC. And Mike, quite frankly, if you just gave me Ohio State, Indiana, and the rest of the SEC, boom, boom.
Nah.
SportsGrid's College Football Today.
Let me ask you this. If they brought in Belichick, you don't think that... Yeah.
Oh, of North Carolina?
Yeah, they're playing much better now.
I wouldn't let him coach my kids. I don't even have any.
I tell you what, they would be more disciplined than what they are now.
No, they wouldn't. They'd be lifeless.
Yes, they would.
They'd be lifeless.
Yes, Brian Dable is a gutless head coach.
Bill Belichick came off a bye against
Gutless
Clemson.
head coach.
3 plays in, they gave him 150 yards.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
But here we go. This is like, Pet Cemetery. You guys don't remember this movie from the 1980s. But look, goodbye Tom Brady, I guess, wants to keep the generation alive. Couldn't he just have had this dog breed and just take the puppy of some kind? I don't know. But hey, Tom Brady does different things. Maybe this is just a signal for cloning in the future for humans. I'm not really sure here.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. I was in a great mood today. Had my salt bagel with cream cheese, check. Had my peppermint hot chocolate, check. And then our producer Ethan went out to get himself a bad coffee from a street vendor, and came back trying to win me over today, and brought me a pineapple soda.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't have Welch's. They didn't have Fanta Orange.
Yeah.
They didn't have Mountain Dew. If you think I'm drinking a pineapple soda at 8 o'clock in the morning, well, then you know me very, very well.
Yeah. In his defense, he didn't want to bring the orange and the grape thinking I might be offended. So, he had to walk a fine line,
Touche. Touche. All right, so if you put your big noses out the window today and you breathe in, obviously I sound a little stuffed up. That's not a solid smell, but I can still smell it.
All right.
And I think you can smell it too. It's called Kansas City Panic. The dynasty is at risk of coming to an end this Sunday afternoon at 4:25. The dynasty, I'll say it again, the dynasty is at risk of coming to an end this Sunday at 4:25. Off a bye, you have the Kansas City Chiefs on the road against the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos have now won, 7 straight games?
It's something ridiculous.
But they haven't lost in a couple months.
Yeah.
Their bye week is next week after this game against Kansas City. But they effectively had a mini bye since they haven't played since Thursday.
Yep.
So they got a bunch of days off, and they'll be as healthy as they've been all year, having played, without a bye just yet. Their bye, I guess that's coming up. But here's the reality for Kansas City. Kansas City's a loss away from being 500 with 7 games to go. And when you start doing the math and you start looking at their opponents, they're not running the table. Their schedule's too hard to run the table.
Absolutely.
All right? There's 2 guaranteed wins on their schedule the rest of the way. Only 2. All right?
Yeah, the Titans and the Raiders.
Yes, the Tennessee Titans are not beating Kansas City. The Vegas Raiders are not beating Kansas City.
No way.
So I'm going to spot you those 2.
So that gets them to 7.
That gets you 7 wins,
Right.
correct, all right? You've got the 2 games against Denver left. Let's say I'm going to be kind and give you a split in those games.
Okay, they
now
lose.
You've got 8.
Right, you lose tonight and you win on Christmas.
That's fine. So that gets you to 8.
8.
Okay, that'd be 8-5 with 4 games to go. All right, we're going out of order here, of course, right?
Right.
But here's the reality. You're still chasing the Jaguars because they beat you straight up.
Yep.
Right, so you're effectively a game behind Jacksonville. You don't have a tiebreaker against them. You don't have a tiebreaker against the Chargers. You don't have there's not enough games to catch the Denver Broncos, in my opinion.
No.
They're going to come in ahead of you. I believe the Chargers are going to come in ahead of you. So best case scenario, as you look at the West standings right there for the Kansas City Chiefs, is to be one of the 2 final wild card spots, because you're not going to catch the Chargers, in my opinion.
Right, they're going to be one.
Look, and
right.
I know you're only 1 loss behind them. I can see it. All right, and you're not going to catch the Broncos. You're 2 losses behind them. You also lose every tiebreaker against the Jacksonville Jaguars, right?
Yep.
So then you have to start looking at Pittsburgh and Baltimore. I believe that Baltimore's going to run the table and that they're going to win the division. Well, you're behind Pittsburgh right now as well.
You are.
So the reality is that with a team that's got a tough schedule, and they have a tough schedule, I think Indianapolis is coming up right after this game against the Denver Broncos on Sunday afternoon. Where are the wins coming from? And yes, I agree. Are they good enough to win those games? Yeah, of course they are, right? But the reality of this team is not very good this year in 1-score games. They're not. That was their bread and butter a year ago. Like every win last year, 1-score game, the Chiefs found a way to win it. The only way the Kansas City Chiefs can solidify themselves as a postseason team, and I'm looking into this game in particular, would be if they get the help they've always gotten from the officials. Now, look at their wins this year. Like, look at that Detroit game, for example. No penalties called against the Kansas City Chiefs in that game. All right? You look at the games that they have won. They also got the Fugazi replay from New York on the Goff touchdown.
Yeah, took away a touchdown.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it saying to myself, the only game in which the referees did not go out of their way to favor the Chiefs, I believe, was the Jacksonville game, where there were penalties called against Kansas City, and Jacksonville very late in that game, you remember, took the dub. So it's going to be very interesting. The Denver Broncos have been on the wrong end of a lot of officiating. They're one of the most penalized teams in the NFL, and obviously it's one of those things that Sean Payton said they got to clean up. So it sets itself up for Denver gets called up for a lot of penalties anyway. The NFL, you know full well, has a vested interest in Kansas City not having an end to their dynasty and not being on the outside looking in. This is a huge divisional game. Denver's won, 7 games in a row.
Yeah.
They've got the bye week next week. So if you screw the Denver Broncos, we're not going to hear about it because they don't play for another 2 weeks. And I'm telling you right now, The NFL is aware that the Chiefs' season is now in jeopardy. They are in jeopardy of not making the playoffs, let alone getting in as a wild card versus winning the division. And I'm a smart man. I've been around the block a few times. I will guarantee you right now that there is going to be a ridiculous discrepancy in the penalties called versus the Denver Broncos on Sunday afternoon. I'm talking something like 12-3 type of scenario.
Oh, yeah.
The NFL has already proven to the world that they are vested in the Chiefs' success. The only reason the Chiefs even have this dynasty is because the officials have helped them along the way. They have been the 12th man for Kansas City throughout the greatness of Patrick Mahomes, throughout the greatness of Andy Reid, throughout the greatness of Chris Jones and Steve Spagnuolo.
And Kelsey.
And Kelsey.
Yeah.
And Butker, right?
Yeah.
They've got legitimately great players, Hall of Fame players. But the NFL's been riding shotgun with the Kansas City Chiefs from Jump Street. And this game is when it's going to be on display. I swear to you, I hope I'm wrong, but as you now know, I'm never wrong when it comes to these things. Okay. Everything I tell you eventually becomes fact. I'm telling you right now, be on the lookout for Fugazi officiating in this game, because if the Chiefs drop to 5-5, it doesn't matter what happens with Pittsburgh. It doesn't matter what happens with the Jaguars. It doesn't matter what happens with those other teams that they'd be fighting for a wild card spot with. At 5-5, the dynasty takes a nap, and the NFL is not going to let that happen. Why are they favored on the road against a team with the best record in the conference? Well, I'll tell you why right after this. There's an answer. Good day.
Detroit's going to be a top 6 team in the East. And they're going to be extremely dangerous. And it may be fun to watching that Central Division between Detroit and Cleveland. Kind of makes you think back to the old early 2000s with LeBron and obviously the Chauncey Billups-led Detroit team. But Detroit basketball's back.
Pro Basketball Today, only on SportsGrid.
His daughter, she's on the OF.
Okay.
She's on the OF.
Is that right?
Yeah, she's on the OF.
So he's got
now.
an OnlyFans daughter and a little son
who says he can beat Curry and LeBron.
And he's coaching a team that was down 72 to
Keep
nothing.
that dude away from polite society.
Okay, by the way, I'm with you. I didn't know any of that is.
Numerous Pops gotta go.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
I can just cash out and say, see you later, bye-bye, and sell that contract. So there is a big difference. I've already said I will never, ever, ever again make a future bet with a sports book where the money gets tied up and I have to wait till the outcome of the event. Don't have to do that. All future bets for me are going to Kalshi.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
And the amazing thing you're going to say about Tom Izzo for the jump is, Tom Izzo don't duck anybody. You want to hear who they have to play preseason? Kentucky, Duke, UNC, and Arkansas. This is not the Jimmy Boeheim Don't Leave New York Carrier Dome Classic. This guy plays people.
College Basketball Today, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyron Johnson as well. Let me just finish the thought, because for a lot of people, that are watching, the spreads and how they change and the matchups this week, it's a fair question. Why are the Kansas City Chiefs favored on the road against the Denver Broncos, a team that's got the best record in the AFC? A team that's won 7 consecutive games. Now, I look into it. Obviously, the Denver Broncos have found interesting ways to win, and to be fair, have not really played consistent League great football in any one of these games during the 7-game win streak. Struggle against the Giants, needed a 33-point fourth quarter. Struggle out in Europe against the New York Jets.
Yeah.
They've not looked great. Let's be honest about it. The Denver Broncos have won with really good special teams, and Bo Nix, who's not played great, comes up big in big spots, right?
And their defense gets a lot of sacks.
Yes.
They're on a record. They can break a
Very
record.
good
They get a
defense.
lot of sacks on the quarterback.
I think Surtain's going to be back for this game as well. He was out last week. So even though they've won 7 straight, they have not played dominant football. They're not blowing teams out.
No.
They're not dominating the opponent. They're playing just good enough to win. Okay, fine.
Mm-hmm.
The Kansas City Chiefs just lost their last game on the road against the Buffalo Bills, 28-21. And it was another week where we're saying to ourselves, man, that offense has the capability of being so damn good. Why weren't they? Because the Bills' defense isn't that great, and they can't stop the run, and yet Kansas City didn't run the ball well against them. And the reasoning for it is, I think, multifaceted, if I can. Number one, we all now know, because it's drilled into our brains, how great Andy Reid is off of a bye week. And that's factual. I don't care what he did in Philadelphia, although they use that in the stat. I'll just tell you, Andy Reid in Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes is 8-2 off the bye week. That's a real number.
Yeah, that's something.
All right, people that want to gamble on that number because it's tangible.
Yeah.
Right? Every year they get a bye week. Every year, 80% of those times, they win the post-bye week game. So I get it. Fine. Good. All right? They're also got Patrick Mahomes. He's the great equalizer, okay? But you have a Denver team that's got their bye coming up next. They haven't played since last Thursday, so it's like a mini bye for them.
Yep.
And I think it's fair to say it's the healthiest they'll be up to date this year. So why in the world are the Kansas City Chiefs not just favored by more than a field goal?
Yeah.
Like if you told me it's a pick'em game, I appreciate the respect you're giving Andy Reid and Mahomes off a bye. They deserve that from a gambling standpoint and a spread standpoint. But they're not blowing anybody out that's any good.
No.
You look at the games they've played against really good teams, they're not blowing really good teams out. Their offense has been kind of up and down. Their defense at times is Shady McGrady, right? And I'm looking at saying it's because of what I just said in the last segment. Because everybody knows what's going to happen. The NFL is not going to allow the Kansas City Chiefs drop to 5-5. And you're playing against a team that's got a little bit of house money in their pocket because they've won 7 straight. And because they're in first place, a game better right now than the Chargers are. So at some point, Denver's got to lose a game.
Of course.
So why not help them lose to a team that everyone thought was a Super Bowl favorite coming in? No one's going to question us there. But that spread speaks volumes because there is no reason for a team in the NFL with the best record in the entire league right now. They only got 2 losses. They got 2 losses.
They're 8-2.
They got the best record in football.
And home.
And they're at home off a mini bye week. I don't care if you're playing the 27 Yankees. You aren't getting 3.5 points. Like, that spread is yelling at people. And I know what the public's going to do. You've got Chiefs fans over here that blindly bet on the Chiefs every single week.
No matter what.
It don't matter. Every single week, we're going to win, we're going to cover.
Yep.
Right? That probably hasn't worked out that well for you yet this year, but I get it. I respect it. That's what Chiefs stands do. But everybody else, follow me. Everybody else over here, all the way over here.
You're still on camera. You're good.
Is looking at that game going, wait a minute. I got the Denver Broncos at home. They've won 7 straight. They're getting more than a field goal against a team that's only a game over 500 coming off a loss. I'm putting all my money on the Denver Broncos. That's fool's gold, friends. If there was ever such a thing as a lock of the century, and I'm not a gambler, I'm a compulsive gambler, so I don't gamble anymore. Haven't wagered a nickel in 7.5 years. And I sit back and I try to consult those that are still going to waste their hard-earned money and throw it out the window. If you're betting on the Broncos, you should never wager ever again. If you think it's a sucker's bet, getting the Broncos plus 3.5 at home, these are why casinos have beautiful crystal chandeliers and look like the Taj Mahal. Because you're being a sucker. You're buying into the trap. There is no way on God's green earth that the NFL is not going to make sure that the Kansas City Chiefs win this game and probably win by a lot. That is your LOCK in the USA. Don't bet the game at all. But if you're gonna, trust me, the spread is fugazi. There's no rhyme or reason for them to be favored by 3.5 at Denver. None.
We now have to figure out if they will be in the playoffs. They're the Super Bowl favorite and have shorter odds to miss the postseason as you and I sit here right now.
Right, but let me ask you this. Do you feel after this 5-4 record, 9 weeks, 10 weeks of the regular season, that their defense is as dominant as it was last year?
No, but the offense is better.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Fly Pelican, more like grounded Pelican. The Pelicans are 0-6 to start the season. Their main guys aren't their main guys. And it comes to a point where, what do you do if you are Joe Dumars and the leadership of New Orleans?
Pro Basketball Today, only on SportsGrid.
You want to throw $12, $13 million at Kiffin? That's always a possibility. Summerall, they lost the other night to, in that matchup to UTSA. Or do you go back to potentially the mad scientist and Nick Saban, give him, complete control of the athletic department and see if he can turn it around? We'll see. But whatever they go, they're going to need a coach to hit the ground running.
SportsGrid's College Football Today.
His daughter, she's on the OF.
Okay.
She's on the OF.
Oh, is
now.
that right?
Yeah, she's on the OF.
So he's got
now.
an OnlyFans daughter and a little son
who says he can beat Curry and LeBron.
And he's coaching a team that was down 72 to nothing.
Keep that dude away from polite society.
Okay, brother, I'm with you. I didn't know any of that is.
Numerous pops gotta go.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Hi, welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyrone A. Johnson here as well. So baseball is announcing today. I guess the baseball writers today are announcing that's a kind of a weird thing, just real quick.
Yeah.
You know that Major League Baseball doesn't own its own awards? Let that sink in for a second. Yeah. Major League Baseball does not own its own awards.
And haven't forever.
The Baseball Writers Association of America, they own Cy Young, MVP, all those things that
the Gold Gloves, all of it.
Yeah, the stuff that has to be voted on, right? Yeah. They can't decide who the home run champion is because that's a stat.
Right.
But it's these baseball writers from coast to coast that get together every year and they vote on the awards like Cy Young, like MVP, which is really weird to me that still happens where the league itself doesn't own the rights to its own awards. Like, I don't even know why that is or how that got set up and why that's acceptable. But that's the dealio with it. So anyway, that's a sidebar to it.
Yeah.
So the Baseball Writers Association of America, they did the Cy Young yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Paul Skeens won it.
Unanimously.
He's the only guy other than Dwight Doc Gooden to win Rookie of the Year and Cy Young as a pitcher the very next year. So congratulations to future Yankee Paul Skeens.
Yeah, he's definitely playing for the
Well, apparently,
it's a lot.
one of his teammates anonymously told some people all Paul talks about is getting traded to the Yankees.
Yes,
and the Yankees are like, we'll take you.
And no disrespect, Mets fans, stop. I understand you have money. But nobody's growing up thinking like that.
No.
He doesn't want to go to the Mets.
Paul Skeens did not grow up saying to himself, gosh, I want to be part of an 83-win team that disappoints their fan base every year.
Cut it out.
He wants to play at the Mecca. He wants to play in the Bronx. He wants to play at Yankee Stadium. That's the dream of every little kid. Every little kid. I can't speak about Japan or like Latin American countries. Yeah. Because maybe there's a different team that has, like you want to play for the Pirates because of Clemente. I totally get that and respect that.
Yeah.
But American kids grow up and the only team you want to play for is the New York Yankees.
In Phillies.
In the New York Yankees. That's it, man.
All right.
So, so Paul Skeens, the now reigning Cy Young Award winner, told his buddies, man, I can't wait to win a pinstripes. And I'm speaking on behalf of the Yankees organization because I'm allowed to do that as the radio play-by-play voice of the New York Yankees. We'll take it. Matter of fact, hey, Pittsburgh, pick anybody you want other than Judge.
Yeah.
You can, I'm trying to think. Is there a guy? Keep Judge to the side, obviously.
Yeah.
Is there another dude on the Yankees right now under contract that the Yankees would say, no, you can't have him?
No, absolutely not.
That Pittsburgh would want.
Absolutely not.
Right, because Pittsburgh doesn't want Garrett Cole back.
No.
He's at the end of his career and he makes a lot of money, right?
They don't want Stanton.
Would they take Anthony Volpe? Maybe, young shortstop
but
who has a Gold Glove.
They would need a lot more, though.
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to
They're
need your
gonna
top
need
3
draft picks.
prospects. I'm going to need a lot.
And I'm not a big prospect guy because baseball's a weird sport when it comes to prospects.
But Pittsburgh is because they don't have to pay them.
And I'll give Pittsburgh credit for this. Pittsburgh develops more stars in Major League Baseball than any team, maybe not named Tampa.
Yeah.
And none of them stay beyond their first contract.
None of them.
Like, if they just re-signed their own guys, the Pirates would have won like 10 World Series in the last 15 years.
It goes back longer. They could have kept Barry Bonds and Van Slyke and Bonilla back in the day. They kept none of them.
They've had every great player at some point, Garrett Cole included, at some point was a Pirate farmhand or like a rookie or young.
The only one they ever paid was McCutcheon. Ever.
Yeah, but like,
in like
I'm
100
thinking
years.
on behalf of Yankee fans, like, you could have everybody.
Yeah.
Like, there's no one on the Yankee roster that I wouldn't give you other than Judge.
Right.
And they wouldn't want Judge anyway because of his contract. But there's not a single untouchable Yankee.
No.
Right?
Well, it speaks to the roster a little bit, and maybe why the Yankees have come up short just a bit.
The Yankees had the best record in the American League this past year.
Came up short
in the
just
playoffs.
a bit. I said just a bit.
Garrett Cole didn't pitch for them, and they still had the best record in the American League. That's why people
Just a bit. They did come up short just a bit. They haven't won since 09. They came up short just a bit. That wasn't out of bounds.
It
That wasn't out of
me.
bounds.
Out of bounds. And here's why it fascinates me.
Just a bit.
Because the New York Yankees played without Garrett Cole the entire season, the best pitcher and arguably the best pitcher in the American League, right? And without him, and with a shortstop batting 150 the majority of the season.
Because he was hurt.
Okay? He had that shoulder thing going on,
he got
right?
surgery,
Anthony Volpe.
Mm-hmm.
The New York Yankees still had, they tied, but they still had the best record in the entire American League. And yet people look at them like,
what we do
oh,
now.
what a terrible season. Oh, Aaron Boone's got to go. Oh, the Yankees are clowns. Nobody in the American League had a better record, and their best pitcher didn't pitch a single game.
You know what? You ain't got the lie, Craig.
How about
you
that?
ain't got the lie. This is the second longest drought in franchise history without World Series.
That stinks.
All of that you just did was because I said they came up short just a bit. They did, factually, and they have for now 16 consecutive years.
Yeah.
The second longest drought ever. You're about to call Judge Mattingly. We're this close. Because that was 18 years. This is the second longest drought ever.
Yeah, and I get it.
They come up short.
But because we live under this crazy umbrella.
Care about the regular season if you're a Yankees fan?
You have to. This
They
is the
care
problem.
about parades.
No, we don't. And here, I'm glad you said that.
You don't.
It's one of the biggest fallacies in sport where Yankee fans have been poisoned. Yankee fans have been poisoned.
Spoiled.
That we're supposed to win the World Series every single
Every
year.
decade.
All that we're guaranteed is that we make the playoffs every single year. There's not a team in any sport that is deeded with the responsibility of winning a title every single year.
Decade.
But for Yankee fans and people like you, like to poke Yankee fans, you would trade the Yankees over the last 15 years to what you've gotten all day, every day.
I wouldn't.
You're talking
They
about a
both did the
playoff
same
team
thing.
every year.
Yeah, but the same thing. Phillies got to a World Series.
That's right.
But they didn't win it.
That's right.
It's about, you have to win every decade with the Yankees. I'm not saying every year. Those fans, if they're saying that, they've gone too far.
It's an unreasonable expectation.
To win once every 10 years
Yes, it's unreasonable.
as the Yankees?
Yes.
To go 16 years as the Yankees?
Yes, it's
That's not
unreasonable.
allowed. In fact, Cashman, I know you, I don't mean to cut you off.
You can do whatever you want.
But you love Boone, and I'm not going to talk about him. Cashman, I'm going to say this out loud. Yeah. He's got to go.
Brian Cashman built a team that makes the postseason every single year. And went to the World Series a year ago, and he's not doing a good job.
He's doing a good job.
Brian Cashman built a team that had the best record in the American League without their star pitcher and with a 150 hitting shortstop. But he's got to go.
It's the Yankees. The Yankees are different. They're treated differently, and they should be. And that's good and bad. The Yankees get certain players. They have a mystique. The Yankees benefit a great deal from that double standard. We then can't be upset when they go 60 years without.
It's a long time. Trust me, I know.
And my issue with Cashman is he wasn't responsible for the ones in the beginning.
No, Gene Michael was.
He's responsible for a playoff
A lot of winning.
A lot of winning.
The MVP is going to be announced tonight. And I guess the only real debate in the American League, right? Yeah. It's either Aaron Judge or it's Cal Riley.
Yes, that is a debate.
And I guess that's a debate, but it's not a debate to me. I know Cal did it, at catcher. He's got the all-time record now, single-season record for catchers, hitting home runs, la-di-da. That's fantastic. But Aaron Judge is a Gold Glove outfielder who batted. What did he bat this year? What was his final number? 3 what?
It was 3 something. Yeah.
Yeah, damn near won the Triple Crown. Right?
Yes, except for Riley.
Except that Cal Riley beat him, obviously, in home runs.
Right.
But 50-plus home runs, batted like 340.
331.
Yeah, okay.
He led the league in batting average, on base, slugging, and OPS.
Yeah, and I know catcher's the most difficult position to play. I respect that. And what Cal Riley did is awesome. I'm not trying to put him down. But the other dude beat him in every statistical category you could beat someone in. And it's not like he's a DH. Like, if Aaron Judge was a DH, I would give the award to Cal Riley. I would. And if you tell me Cal wins it, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. Mm-hmm. But Aaron Judge beat him in every statistical category other than home runs. And it wasn't like he doubled him. He beat him by, 7 home runs? Something like that?
One had 53, other had 6.
Yeah. So, for me, I'll answer and finish the debate. Aaron Judge is your MVP, period, stop. Any argument?
No, I can't argue with it. I would love to, as I've proven this segment, but I can't.
Yeah.
I can't, even though it's a Yankee.
I think in the National League, who gets it in the National League? Does it even matter, really?
It'll be Ohtani.
Is it going to be Ohtani?
Yeah, he's going to be the second 4-time guy.
Yeah, before it's all said and done, we're probably just going to have to name the award the Shohei Ohtani Award. So no argument there, but the AL one's going to be interesting. And I'll talk to you off the air about the Yankees.
Notre Dame playing very well, in a position to crack the top 12. Now they have to take care of business.
Here's what I want from and again, we're going to go over who we think is actually going to make the playoffs here a little bit later in the show. But understand this, Joe. I don't want any ACC in there. I don't want any Big 12 in there. Just give me the Big 10 and the SEC. And Mike, quite frankly, if you just gave me Ohio State, Indiana, and the rest of the SEC, boom, boom.
Nah.
SportsGrid's College Football Today.
It is a sickness in this league. They stink, and they should stink next year. That's it.
But the expectation is to be a 9-8 football team.
So let's shake it. Why is that the expectation? They're garbage. And traded away 2 of the few good guys they have.
But they're going to get how many draft picks in the first round? 3 next year?
2.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Brissett has been that good. So this is a quarterback that I think is worth acquiring, especially in Superflex leagues. If somebody's already got QBs passed by and Brissett's just collecting dust on somebody's bench, go out there, get him, because I think the next 4 weeks, some of the matchups too, he gets Jacksonville, he gets San Francisco, he gets Tampa. Those are going to be some higher scoring games potentially. Good news for fantasy managers who are trying to get Jacoby Brissett.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Today's prop was 15, right? And he's at 44. If you altered him to 20 or 25 plus, those are some big numbers. Like 15.5, like Jack Besh this morning was 11.5, and his number got bet up to 15.5. Tyler Lockett was 16.5 and bet down to 15.5. If you just took a shot, like 15 to 25 is nothing. And next week, his number's not going to be 15.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
All right, right, welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Great to have you here. Tyrone Johnson here as well. Bunch of random stuff in the world of sports. Just want to make sure we get to because it's some interesting stuff. Number one, you remember my girl, Audi Crooks at Iowa State?
Yeah, that's right.
You know, Heavy, you're my hero, right? Mm-hmm. Well, Audi Crooks, she's like 6'3", and unfortunately, people only pay attention to her body because she's a big, thick girl.
Yeah.
But she's also the best college basketball player in America, and I've been trying to reach out. I want to sign her to an NIL. I got a lot of food products I want to start selling, but she had a night last night. What? I know. I don't know. I always wonder this, not just with her, but even with thicker NBA players or college players, men or women.
Yeah.
When you run on a basketball court all day, every day, how do you not just shed the pounds?
Well, some of it's genetic.
I guess, but I never understood that, man.
Genetic.
Like you're running up and down the court 94 feet all day, every day?
And she's
you
getting
would
buckets.
think you'd be rail thin.
Right. She's just not out there. She's getting buckets.
So she had buckets last night. She had 43 points in 20 minutes. That's half a game. And she dropped a 43 burger. And then she ate it.
See, you don't got to do that. You don't got to do that. You don't got to do that.
I'm sorry.
Also shot from Paul to 6 High School, South Jersey girl. Had her dog go 16 steals yesterday.
That's my girl. And you cannot throw any shade or hate towards my girl, Audi Crooks. She's going to be the Women's Player of the Year. And she's going to be the next big thing in... I'm sorry, it just came out that way. In the WNBA.
People be talking about her.
I told you, I'd go watch her play. I'm fascinated by big people.
I wonder if she has a game at the Garden in one of these tournaments.
We're there. We're there. I love big people. I can tell you that. Meanwhile, back to the NFL, if I can, just for a moment here. The Cleveland Browns, as you know, are playing my red-hot Baltimore Ravens, winners of 3 straight. About to be 4 straight. They'll get to 500, meaning they might be tied with the Kansas City Chiefs after this weekend for a wild card spot, depending on what the Steelers do, right? How about the fact that we've all kind of bemoaned the reality that going to sporting events these days are really expensive, and for the far majority of us, can't come up with the dough. Yeah. Like, it's not worth it. I'm not paying $40 to park and then a couple $100 for a ticket and $15 for an 8-ounce beer. I can't do it. I sit at home. I have my wife wait on me hand and foot, which is her job during football season, to bring me the things I need and want. More wings, woman. That type of thing. And that doesn't cost me anything. And that's just the relationship that we have.
A couple weeks ago, you were making the wings. But whatever. Go ahead. A couple weeks ago, you're making them. But all right, whatever.
I'm just telling you.
All right.
These wings aren't cooked right.
You sound back. He's just with
I wave it and I send them back. And she does the right thing. I'm sorry, sir. I'm on the couch tonight. If you want to go see an NFL football game,
which I do, of course,
you can go see one, and it's easy peasy. Tickets to get into Ravens Browns. Do you want to take a guess? Get in price?
I'm going to guess about...
It's a bad seat, but get in price.
Yeah. I'm thinking usually it's about $50 when the team's bad.
By the way, $50 would be a bargain.
Yeah.
And you get to see Lamar Jackson, 2-time MVP.
Yeah.
And the hottest team in football right now, not named the Denver Broncos, the Baltimore Ravens.
So up there or the standing room they set up, $50 feels fair.
Lower, Bob.
All right. 40.
Lower, Bob.
30.
Lower, Bob.
20.
Let me check. Yeah, lower, Bob.
All right. 15.
15 would be like, come on, what's the rub?
I mean,
right?
that's the fee.
Yeah, lower, Bob.
$10.
$10 would make me think I'm being scammed.
Right.
Or like the police are waiting for me.
Right, like clearly this is a scalper.
Yeah, lower, Bob.
All right, 9.
I'm just going to tell you.
8. 7.
Keep going.
6.
Ding, 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 ding.
Get out of here.
Right now, if you want to go see the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns.
$6?
And God only knows why you'd want to see the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
It is $6. You see right there. It is $6 to go see an NFL game.
They say it's the cheapest ticket all year.
Yeah, it is $6 if you want to go see the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. So if the NFL doesn't think that's a problem, it's a problem.
It's a problem.
Next one for you. I'm a big sumo wrestling guy because, again, I like big people. I can watch, like at Sixers games, they bring them fat people out to dance at halftime. I can't get enough of it.
Once a year.
I love fat people. I do. I got a thing for big people. Girls or boys, don't matter to me. The bigger the better. But as you know, sumo wrestlers got to be big. Like they force feed them like they're geese.
Oh, yeah.
except for this kid. Well, look at this kid, 16-year-old sumo prodigy. Dude, that looks like me in a diaper.
I can tell though he's gonna put on weight. He's gonna put on size over time.
That guy went up against a 39-year-old dude who's more than twice his size.
It looked like he's working.
But the little fella knocked the big fella out of I don't know what they call it there, the ring or something, and won that fight. That was the fight. The fight's over.
That's impressive.
But you're right. 5 years from now, that dude's going to be thick.
You kind of see it in his frame. He got some weight to add.
But I guess that's a really big deal over in Japan.
Only 16 years old?
16 years old and knocked out that dude is like a legendary sumo wrestler.
That guy might want to mix in a little sun into his diet, the one that lost. Mix in a little sun. You can't have cheeks that pale when you know you're putting that on. Put some sun on them cheeks.
That looks like the last OnlyFans video I watched.
Who has decided, by the way, that that's the clothes? Like let's say somebody's like, hey, you want to come out and do sumo for the day?
Yeah, sure. What do I have to do?
If they have to wear that, I'm out. That's not for an athletic endeavor.
No. You're right.
I don't want to wear it for sports.
Who came up with that one?
That's what you wear under your clothes for sports.
Yeah, and then they tell me I got time for one more here, so you get to pick, Tyrone. Do you want door A or door B?
I'm going to go door A.
All right, so you passed on Scott Boras, the legendary baseball agent, who talked yesterday about Pete Alonso.
Yeah.
And did it as if he was starring in the movie Mr. Penguins, Mr. Popper's Penguins.
Yeah, I don't know.
You want to hear this real quick?
Yeah,
play
go
it anyway.
Yeah, play.
Let people hear it. This is the most powerful agent in sports. Play this real quick.
Pete's pursuers are primed to pay the power piper. You know, Pete picked the perfect period to play preeminently at a primary position. They play off parched plethora, will pounce to participate.
Really?
Yeah, he went in deep. Yeah, anyway, that's it. He also brought his own backdrop.
The polar plunge he threw it.
He brought his own backdrop there, and he went all P's across the board. But memo to Scott Boras, nobody's giving my dear friend Pete Alonso 7 years.
No.
And I'll tell you one better. The New York Mets aren't bringing him back either. So you can play all these games with the year that Pete had. I know Pete thinks he's the best all-around first baseman in baseball. He's a DH now. And a good one.
A good DH.
But he's a DH.
Yeah.
But the door you picked was not the Scott Boras door. Oh, I'm not going to have time. Shucks. You picked the wrong. Not time.
All right.
It was one of the greatest fan videos you'd ever see. And now we're flat out of time. One more segment coming up. Hang on.
Detroit's going to be a top 6 team in the East. And they're going to be extremely dangerous. And it may be fun to watching that Central Division between Detroit and Cleveland. Kind of makes you think back to the old early 2000s with LeBron and obviously the Chauncey Billups-led Detroit team. But Detroit basketball's back.
Pro basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
His daughter, she's on the OF.
Okay.
She's on the OF now.
Is that right?
Yeah, she's on the OF now.
So he's got an OnlyFans daughter and a little son
who says he can beat Curry and LeBron.
And he's coaching a team that was down 72 to
Keep
nothing.
that dude away from polite society.
Okay, by the way, I'm with you. I didn't know any of that is.
Numerous Pops gotta go.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
I can just cash out and say, see you later, bye-bye, and sell that contract. So there is a big difference. I've already said I will never, ever, ever again make a future bet with a sports book where the money gets tied up and I have to wait till the outcome of the event. Don't have to do that. All future bets for me are going to Kalshi.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
And the major thing you're going to say about Tom Izzo for the jump is, Tom Izzo don't duck anybody. You want to hear who they have to play preseason? Kentucky, Duke, UNC, and Arkansas. This is not the Jimmy Boeheim Don't Leave New York Carrier Dome Classic. This guy plays people.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Hi, welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyrone Johnson here as well. Thursday Night Football is back. My beloved New York Jets going up against hated division rival, the New England Patriots. Patriots, by the way, are they beatable? Is someone going to stop this crazy run as they've now asserted themselves as the best team in the AFC East and are on their way to a possible number 1 seed? Consider this, though. With all the success they had in the Tom Brady era, which went on for 2 decades there, and all the failures we had as the Jets outside of the few years where Rex Ryan said, I ain't kissing Bill Belichick's rings, and we beat them in a playoff game at Foxborough. Tonight's game is the 3rd biggest spread in the history of the rivalry. Really? There were 2 times in the Brady era when the Patriots were 20-point favorites against the New York Jets. Tonight, and I know it depends where you go, they're essentially a 14-point, 2-touchdown underdog tonight. And yet our head coach is acting like the cock of the walk because we won a couple games this year. You're a 2-touchdown underdog against the New England Patriots, who are 6-1 in the last 7 games against the spread. Look, I'm a Jet fan. Obviously, I want the Jets to beat New England. Now that we got off the schneid and we have a couple wins, and it'd be great to put a little win streak together and maybe show us that our coach can be competent on the sideline, which I've not seen just yet. And maybe we'll trust our quarterback to throw the ball more than 11 times tonight. Although if it's Justin Fields, probably not.
Game manager.
But we're 2-touchdown underdogs tonight. And I'm not trying to think back. If you guys can remember, when's the last primetime game that we all said, that was a great game?
It's been a while now.
Right?
It's been a while now.
The Eagle-Packer game stunk.
It was not great.
The Thursday night game before that stunk. The
Mondays have stunk. It's been
trying
bad.
to remember, like, when we had a game Thursday, Monday night, or Sunday night, where we were like, man, what a hell of a game that was. The NFL gave us a gift.
It's not happening.
Because I can tell you something else. You're not getting it tonight.
No.
We're not getting a good football game tonight. Best case scenario, from a Jet perspective, they're not down by the 2 touchdowns at halftime. That's our best scenario.
If they're within 10 at halftime, it's probably a victory.
Sadly, yeah.
If it's 13-3 at the half, you probably would sign for that.
Dude, like, if it's a 1-score game after the first quarter, I'm going to feel like, hey, they gave us a good 15 minutes. Now I can go to bed kind of thing. So, look, I got to watch every play. I'm a Jet fan. It's also our job to watch, and we're going to watch. But, man, oh, man. Like, I know what's happening tonight. Tonight's got, 30-6 written all over it.
Yeah, the over-under's telling on that. It's 43.5 on a 12-point spread. It's kind of telling.
They're telling you that New England's going to score at will.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're saying one side's going to score. Yeah, 43.5.
All right, so don't bet the game. That'd be stupid.
Yeah, stay away.
All right?
It's a stay away.
You don't bet favorites of 2 touchdowns anyway, because backdoor covers can kill you. Just go out there, have a couple drinks, have your wife make you dinner, and try to enjoy a little bit of football.
Bring you some of the food. Make sure it's cooked just right.
Have her serve you the whole thing. And final thing before we skedaddle today, this is about a specific player on the New York Giants, and I got a kick out of this. Do you guys remember when the New York Giants drafted Abdul Carter?
Yeah.
One of the first things he said when he was drafted by the Giants and introduced to the Giant fan base, Abdul Carter's the kid who, out of Penn State, had the balls, some might say, to request that he got to wear the number 56.
Yes.
56 is Lawrence Taylor's number, and it's been retired for a long time. Because he's the greatest linebacker in NFL history.
He is.
And after asking for number 56, he said, well, can I get number 11? Well, number 11 is Phil Simms' number, all right? 2-time Super Bowl champion, although he only started one of them, and Hofstadter got the other one. But Phil Simms in the Giants Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's a Giants legend, for sure.
His number's retired.
Right.
Okay, so he said no. And I decided to do a little mid-season check on how great a rookie season Abdul Carter has had, because this kid came in saying, I'm the next Lawrence Taylor. And they were like, great, hope you are, but you ain't wearing 56. I'm going to be bigger than Phil Simms ever was. Great, hope you are, but you're not wearing number 11. So I did the research. Are you ready for this? The kid, and this is typical for Penn State kids, because Penn State kids are sold a bill of goods. It's a cult, and none of it's real. And someone blew smoke up Abdul Carter's ass and said, you're the next great defensive player in the NFL. Generations of children will be talking about the day they met you. Ooh, okay, give me LT's number. Your guy, because you wanted him too,
Yeah, I think he's a good. I liked him coming out of school.
Abdul Carter, the guy that wanted Lawrence Taylor's number, has half a sack this year.
Come on.
I'm sorry?
Come on.
What did he say?
I thought you were joking.
What had happened?
He has 4.5.
Abdul Carter has half a sack and a total of 11 tackles.
Wow.
Let that sink in right now. And we know the Giants stink, but I also know this. The Giants defense is on the field a lot.
A lot.
A lot.
And behind a lot.
And Abdul Carter thus far has 11 tackles and half a sack. Sometimes it's better to be humble when you get drafted and earn it as opposed to asking for it. Have yourselves a great day. We'll do this again tomorrow. Jets, Patriots right out of the gate.